All right, so to continue evaluating and identifying which of this information we should actually be using, here comes the fun part, right? And the objective, what I'm going to show you next, is to see who we should be showing your advertisements to. Check it out. Okay, so do you guys remember this? Do you remember this worksheet? And do you remember this section in particular? To get information here, where we ask about like their age, location, TV shows that they watch, and we do a whole bunch of other things to stereotype our ideal customer. So the reason why I did that is because we're going to leverage that information to help find our ideal customer online. So that way we can be a crane and go out and get those customers. Let me show you what I mean. This section here, essentially what you want to do is pull up this little card, and you also want to pull up this new worksheet here. Okay? This is called the Think Like a Genius Plug It In worksheet, baby. So all you're looking at here is a print version of the advertising platform that is known as Facebook and Instagram. What I've realized from teaching for quite some time now is a lot of people don't even understand or know or are aware of the capabilities of these platforms, so I thought I'd share with you. Every time I'm asking a client for information, all I'm doing is getting ammunition for my campaign, okay? So when we're taking them and asking them questions about like, dude, what's your customer listen to? What do they watch? It's because we want to plug it into Facebook because they have all of that data. Now, a couple things you have to understand. Number one, Facebook uses the same advertising platform as Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram, and then they integrated the advertising into one. So when you're setting up a campaign on Facebook, all you have to do is click a button and say also show on Instagram. Yes, it really is that simple, and I'll show you the technical stuff later. For now, all I want you to understand is this. You have a client who sucks at finding their customer. You just got information from them that all you have to do is plug it into Facebook and Instagram and let them do the rest of the shit. So you're gonna look like a genius, okay? Number one is you can advertise to your current audience. So you remember that social presence card that I had you fill out in the previous video? You can actually go to Facebook and you can upload your database of emails and your database of phone numbers to that and say Facebook, you can say Facebook, take this list and find all these people. I want to show them advertisements. So imagine that, and I'll give you some actual practical examples of this. If you've been in business for a while and you have a database of previous customers, you can literally just upload them and say, hey guys, bring in a referral and I'll also give you this. Every single one of you right now for your clients and yourself should be running a fucking referral competition to this because it's disgustingly cheap to do and it takes 2 seconds. Again, I'll show you the technical stuff. Just follow the strategy. That's the magic. It's not in the little doohickeys, okay? So you can upload a custom audience is what they call that. And you can do it by email or phone numbers, right? And show your ideal customer that. For those of you who have been around for a while, shut up, pretend you didn't know it and keep paying attention, okay? The other option that you have is you can advertise specifically to their fans. So remember how I asked you how many people do they have on Facebook, how many people do they have on Instagram that are following them? It's because you can advertise specifically to those people, and those are your warmer audiences. So remember when I showed you the thermometer about warm and cold audiences? If you know these people are warm audience, then you can ask them to buy stuff online, and you don't even have to talk to them. There's a good chance they may do it. Rewind that back. Do you see what I just did? I put all this shit together. You see how it's coming together? And then next, we have the audience section. This is the fun part, and this is where I am here. Look at the cool shit that you can do. You can advertise the people if they own a home. Imagine if you were advertising for Airbnb and you needed to get in front of homeowners. That's interesting. You can advertise to people and you say, based on if they're likely to engage in political conversations. Well, unfortunately, with the election being last year, this is everybody. So I don't know how targeted that's going to be because everyone's a fucking politician nowadays, right? And by the way, who did I vote for? Entrepreneurs, because we create our own economy. Smile. I didn't smile when I said that, but yeah. Continuing on, you can go to financial. You can advertise to people based on how much money they make. Isn't that crazy? Now people are saying, all right, Billy, but doesn't Facebook, people just lie about what they make? It's all fake. That's not how Facebook gets their data in that scenario, my friends. What happens is they're partnered with some of the largest data companies in the world. So when you go buy a home or you go to buy a car, that information is shared. Now before you go, oh my gosh, my privacy, it's shared at the aggregate level, meaning they share the overall database of things, not information about John Doe's credit score is blank. You see what I'm saying? So when you have this stuff, it's true. Understand here, and this is a note for later when we get into the technical stuff, but usually the more specific you are, it's typically more expensive to reach those people. So just remember, it's a give and take, just giving you a little foreshadowing for what's coming up later. Next is work. Hold on a second, Billy. Are you telling me that you can advertise to people based on a company they work at? Hold on a second, Billy. Are you telling me that social media actually does work for B2B? Wait a second, Billy. Are you telling me that social media advertising actually works better than anything else on the fucking planet? For B2B advertising, yes, my friend. That is what I'm telling you. And what I'm also telling you is that a fraction of people in the world realize this capability exists. Congrats. There's the ROI on this class. Anyways, continuing on. Work. Literally, just go to people who work at Billy Genius Marketing and put a message in front of us, right? Purchase behavior. Do they typically in the past buy foods, drinks, all kinds of shit? You got to look through there. Generation. Millennials think different than Generation X than baby boomers think, right? So pay attention to who you're showing your message to. Men and women, gender, you know we speak different languages. Ages, you can target people by ages, right? But here's a fun one that everyone should be taking advantage of. Birthdays. Think about it. For every single business that you work with or yours, their customers have birthdays, period. So you can put, like say for restaurants, for example, all you can do is run an advertisement and say, hey, do you have a birthday coming up? You already know they got a freaking birthday coming up because you got the platform. So you say, do you have a birthday coming up? Well, come in and we'll buy you a free sundae. Put in your name, email, and phone number here. You see how I'm going with that because it's a stranger in space, so I only ask for their name, email, and phone number. God, guys, you see how it's coming together? Hashtag genius process, hashtag take notes, hashtag woo! I'm on one right now. Let's continue. Next is the education level, my friends. You can advertise to people based off the schools that they went to, attended to, alumni of, based on if they have their masters or their undergrads or their bachelors. And guys, it's the realest shit ever. So this is just a fraction of the targeting, but I wanted to point out some ones that you probably didn't know. But the main ones you probably should focus on are their interest. You can advertise to people based on their interest, meaning this. Every time someone's on Facebook or Instagram and they like or they double tap and they heart something, you can advertise to those people. So if I'm trying to reach you guys, I would probably advertise to people who watch the TV show Shark Tank. Now you're wondering, well, damn, how am I ever going to find out this information about my customers? Aha, wait a second. That's what that previous worksheet was for before. So we already know the shows they watch. We already know the groups and associations that they're a part of. Now all we're doing is, what's that? Plugging it in. Isn't that cool? That's what, so Billy's not just making me do these worksheets because he hates me. No, man, just come in here and you'll be able to just put this information in there. Now, some of you are saying, all right, Billy, that sounds great, but how the hell do I do that? Well, with patience, because I'll show you that in a different video. Right now, you just want to comprehend the strategy. This is the magic. This is how you make money. You get disgustingly good at these first letters I'm showing you. This is the only thing that matters, matter of fact. Because this applies not just to social shit. This is just a direct response advertising. Okay? So, just like Facebook, YouTube's got all kinds of cool shit you can do. Starting with number 1, remarketing. What's remarketing, you say, Billy? That's what YouTube calls it when you upload those emails and you upload those phone numbers. You can do the same thing on YouTube. What's that? Yeah, you can. That's right, guys. With a simple 2-button drag and drop click, you can start advertising to all of your customers right now, the people who already know, like, and trust you. And guess what? It's cheaper to advertise to people that you know. They charge you differently. So it's the most affordable form of getting in front of your audience in the world that exists right now, and you're not taking advantage of it. In addition to that, you can target by interest in keywords. Now, let me explain something. The interest in Google are really spot on because think about it. YouTube is owned by Google. Google gets its data from us searching weird things online. So they know the interest about us that our spouses, our husbands, our best friends don't know either, even though they should know. Communication is key if you want to stay in a relationship, but I have to upsell you if I gave you a thing on relationships. And plus, you ask my girl, I don't think I'm that good at them, but I'm learning. So continuing on, what I'm telling you guys to do, I lost my train of thought in my line of jokes because I got to entertain and educate. So sometimes the live keywords. That's right. So they know everything. And when you're typing them in, right? You're typing them in. Again, just go with stereotyping, right? Like, what would somebody actually search who's in my shoes right now? Somebody who's having the problem that I know my product or service solves. What are they typing into Google? That's how you identify the good stuff on YouTube. In addition to that, you can advertise on certain channels. You can advertise on certain channels. So if you already know there's a YouTube channel that has your exact demographic, you can advertise on their videos. Here's the catch, they have to allow it, right? So if they check a box and says, I don't want anybody to advertise on this, then they can't, but a lot of them don't. So just imagine that, showing up right on top of your competitors' videos. That's not a bad idea. I'm just saying, hashtag genius, right? So again, guys, like, the idea here is to not complicate you. You take the sheets, you go through and you just start clicking boxes. Like, it's nothing crazy. And it's hard to see in the screen because it's small, but you'll have the handouts that you can download. And guys, I mean, before you even touch a computer, notice we haven't touched a computer yet. And this is the whole jam, right? So you can understand exactly what you're doing. Now, the more you learn about the capabilities of Facebook, YouTube, Google, and by the way, they're always changing and being updated, the more tools you have in your bag. So when you're asking questions, you're realizing that, damn, I'm asking questions because this is where I'm taking them to, and you get better at it. All right? So anyways, I'll go into placements about where these ads show up for Facebook and YouTube in a different video. I don't think it's as appropriate in this one, but nonetheless, you get the idea behind the strategy. Was I clear? Was I clear? Do you see how all we're doing in this entire class is just baking a cake? And we just have a wrench out while we're baking this cake, and we're building this automated conveyor belt called the Genius Machine. And that's me signing off in an overly dramatic way by slowing down my diction and enunciating on different parts of the word. Hashtag veteran move. See you soon.